How can you prepare yourself for traveling? We want to bring in Crystal Cherico, who's an RN nurse at the Austin Diagnostic Clinic. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for being here this morning. I know a lot of people are sort of worried about this, and maybe rightfully so. But I do want to talk about this. This has just been declared an international health emergency. Who declared that? Talk me through that.
So the World Health Organization declared it a health emergency internationally, just due to the reported number of cases of microcephaly in infants from these pregnant women. So with that being said, they're saying we don't have exact proof that this is what's happening, but we think that's what's going on.
Okay. You know, it's crazy to think, but already we're talking about spring break coming up here. So a lot of students might be traveling, might be going to Mexico, things like that. What are some of the precautions maybe that you would advise that they take before going over there?
Well, we always recommend that they wear proper insect repellent. So that's going to be wearing something with DEET at 30 to 35% or picaridin at 20%. Wearing long-sleeved clothes and pants. I know that's nobody's favorite thing to do.
Especially, yeah, during that time.
Yeah, but you can also treat clothing with permethrin. It's a spray for cloth, and it bonds to that cloth, and it stays on there. It gives them an added level of protection.
And are these some examples of that?
Yes, these are some different examples. So we have like a DEET that lasts for 10 to 11 hours. It's unscented. Then there's a picaridin spray. It lasts about 6 hours, and it smells like citrus. So none of them have a really gross smell. And then the big one right here is going to be the spray for the cloth.
Okay. It's interesting because I think some people maybe don't even look at things like the DEET number or anything like that, but that might be important to do.
It is important. What we have here in the U.S. is generally between 7 and 12%. And so you want a higher percentage for countries that have more risk of communicable disease or insect-borne disease.
Right. Now let's talk about the threat with women. I mean, obviously the pregnancy. Let's talk about what precautions they can take. I'm sure it's similar to a lot of the ones that people can take in general, right?
It is. It's very much the same. The CDC right now is advising women to avoid travel to those areas because we don't have enough data as to tell them what is safe and what is not. But the insect repellents that we were talking about, the DEET and the picaridin at those percentages are fine in pregnancy.
Okay. Is there anything else that you think is super important for people to know? Is just traveling or even just worries in general? I mean, I know a lot of people, when you hear something like this, it can be worrisome.
It's really important to remember that Zika virus is very mild. It's not something that we're going to be concerned about unless you're pregnant. Okay. That's the worry, is right now if you're pregnant, there's chance for a birth defect.
Do you know what kind of defects that they have linked this to?
It's microcephaly. It's a smaller than expected head size in infants, so it leads to sensory, cognitive, neurologic disorders, things like that.
Be smart, be safe, right? I think are the biggest things.
Yes.
I appreciate you taking the time to talk with us this
morning.
morning.
Thank you very much.
Yes.